It's time for our daily dose of Cope, and we have Trixie Spottom at the correspondence desk for the Leopards News Network. Now, there are so many faces being eaten, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into these stories. All right, take it away, Trixie. So this one is titled, "Do you think that $20 will cover his medical expenses? I mean, Trump wouldn't gut his Medicaid." This is a set of Facebook posts by this man, and this person has blanked out his name, so I can't go back and find his posts. But here's one of his posts saying, "I'm stamping every bill I have with Donald Trump lives here," and saying Donald Trump lives in the White House. And then this person, M, is talking about the red wave that took out Kamala Harris. Now we get to a GoFundMe for M. It says, "Our family's good friend M had a medical emergency last night and was flown to Greenville due to complications from diabetes, where the doctors decided to amputate his left leg below the knee. He will have significant medical expenses, so M and I decided to start a GoFundMe in order to assist him. Many in Corolla know him as the butcher at both Harris Teeter and Butcher Block, or during his time in Ashburn, Virginia. Any donation amount will help as he faces financial challenges from mounting expenses as he works towards recovery. Thank you in advance. Andy." So many Republicans, so many MAGA supporters do not want affordable health care. So this is how people have to fund their health care, because so many of us can't even afford a flat tire. They can't afford to replace a flat tire. How are they going to afford their medical care? Many people go bankrupt because of their health. And so the fact that so many Republicans and MAGA voters don't want affordable health care, that's what's biting many of them in the butt. It's going to bite a lot of people in the butt, but it's the Republicans always pushing back and wanting to continue to chip away at health care. And it all boils down to the fact that they don't want the coloreds to have access to affordable health care. And they basically cut off their necks to spite their heads. And yes, I said it the way I said it. So Nick Parker is commenting on Donald Trump champion the one big beautiful bill BS. Nick says, "I voted for Trump in all elections. However, I have never felt so betrayed than I do right now. This bill will be an absolute disaster. I'm so disappointed in this administration and its decision making so far. This bill, if passed as is, will be an absolute nightmare for America. Millions of jobs will be lost overnight. Power prices will skyrocket for everyone. The days of rolling blackouts, brownouts will return. Hopefully, this somehow goes viral and someone will see this before they make a bad decision. So all we have to do is push out this post, and then someone is going to see this and then stop this, because that's all it's going to take." Nick Parker said that this is a disaster. I mean, the rest of us been saying it. This is what this man wanted. He wanted tax breaks for the ultra wealthy, but y'all still voted for him. So yay, this is what you got. This is what you voted for. Effective Space, the person who posted that about Nick, says, "Nick repeatedly votes for Trump. We try to warn people like him that Trump only cares about himself and will hurt the country. Trump becomes president. His bill passes the House of Representatives. Nick, what? You're increasing the power prices and unemployment? I hope this goes viral and I don't have to face the consequences of my vote." And this person right here is honing in on, hopefully this somehow goes viral and someone sees this before they make a bad decision. That person just says, "Bless your heart." Risa Miller is commenting on Donald Trump and his Unhinged Memorial Day message. She says, "Don't get me wrong, I do not regret my vote. However, this is not what I voted for. It's posts like this that drive me nuts. Donald Trump, can you not just chill? I do not support this rhetoric, especially on an important day like today. Hashtag shut up and work. Hashtag Memorial Day is not happy. Hashtag look forward, not back." The thing is, he's been making these unhinged social media posts. He was doing that in his first administration. He is unhinged. This post, oh my goodness. The fact that he starts out Happy Memorial Day. Memorial Day is to commemorate fallen soldiers. So why is he saying Happy Memorial Day? But all caps, unhinged. Happy Memorial Day to all, including the scum that spent the last 4 years trying to destroy our country through warped radical left minds who allowed 21 million people to illegally enter our country, many of them being criminals and the mentally insane through an open border that only an incompetent president would approve, and through judges who are on a mission to keep murderers and drug dealers and rapists and gang members and released prisoners from all over the world in our country so they can rob, murderer, and grape again. All protected by these USA-hating judges who suffer from an ideology that is sick and very dangerous for our country. This dude is unhinged. I'm not going to read any more of that, but this dude is, unhinged is the only word I can come up with off the top of my brain. Now we have Tammy Plummer in her Facebook post. She says, I voted for Trump and I love that man. The fact that these people love politicians is so baffling to me. All right, I love that man and how he has stood up for America and its people. But however, that new bill that cuts the poor's food stamps benefits where they get less, I absolutely, totally do not agree with it. But I do agree that every person who is receiving these benefits should absolutely be drug tested at least every 6 months without warning. And if they are positive, take their benefits, place then our children in a safe environment, and send their butt to rehab before they can even reapply. Who's going to pay for rehab? Okay, if they have benefits. Okay, that's kind of wild. Hashtag and FYI, I know I do not get any government assistance. Have had to twice in 30 years for months. But no, I do not get anything from the government. But I do not agree with any cuts. This day and time we live in where 3 people, it's $175 to $200 a week to eat. What's going on? Leave the poor alone, but do make them work and drug test then regularly. I mean, come on, guys, get it together. Leave them poor babies alone. Jesus Cone fix this mess. They trying to starve the poor people off or what? There is other ways to save money. This is not it at all. But the other rich people around this president sleep good and eat well, I'm sure. I'm floored that J.D. Vance as president and from a poor family even agreed to cut spending for the poor on SNAP benefits. Hashtag shaking my head. Hashtag rant over, y'all. Hashtag Jesus fix this mess. How these people do these hashtags is so crazy. Hashtag I can't comment, or I'd be telling them on their page. I sure would. There are other ways to save America money. Touching the poor is not one of them. Hashtag just saying. So I'm done now. Laughing emoji. FYI, and yes, I voted for Trump, but not for sure what the heck is going on. Apparently, he pushed the SNAPS program back in the states in which you live instead of being completely on the U.S. government. Still, though, the U.S. government is why people are so down on themselves and think they need this kind of assistance in the first place. So they will get them hooked now and will have to be cut off without any warning. I don't get it, but God knows all things. God knows all things. And she's already said a lot of things with the hashtags and everything. God knows all things. That's why people do not need to rely in the U.S. government in the first place. Amen. 100, 100, 100. Okay, I'm done now. I'm just reading this bill they passed, shaking my head at some of it. But I pray for Kentucky because it's been hit hard this past few years. So praying there's enough money in their budget to supply the poor with their benefits not being cut or taken. That's all. My heart hurts for the elderly as well, who will most likely be hit first with the cuts in their food buying abilities, and most of them barely eat now as it is because they don't have the funds to. Hello, this world, Jesus. But Republicans in Kentucky, Republicans in these red states, Republicans in these poor states voted for MAGA. They voted for Republicans. They keep voting for Republicans. So they're voting to take money out of their own mouth. Now, I've already talked about this, but I'm going to continue to talk about this because this is what they voted for. So let me put on my fake glasses. All right, it says, I'm over it. Tornado ravaged red state residents hit out at America First. Earlier this year, almost 20 tornadoes rampaged across several Mississippi towns, unaliving 7 people and damaging hundreds of homes. Residents are still waiting for aid from Trump's administration months later. PBS NewsHour recently reported that even in the deep red southern state where Trump handily won in all 3 of his presidential campaigns, FEMA has yet to send any aid from Washington. According to PBS, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves applied for a federal disaster declaration from the Trump administration on April 1st. It's now April, May, June. It's 2 months ago for the storms that hit in mid-March. And he is a Republican. All right. Though he has yet to get a response. One particularly hard-hit area was Tylertown, which is in the Walthall County, and it's on the southern part of the state. Let's keep it moving. I know President Trump said America first. We're going to help our American folks first, but we haven't seen the federal folks down here. Tylertown, Mississippi resident Bobby McGinnis told PBS. I don't know what you got to do or what you got to have to be able to be declared for a federal disaster area because this is pretty bad. Tylertown resident Brian Lowry said, we can't help you because whatever, we're waiting on a letter. We're waiting on somebody to sign his name, all that. I'm just over it. The pending disaster request from Mississippi comes at the same time FEMA has underwent significant changes in its leadership. Former acting FEMA administrator Cameron Hamilton was fired after he publicly disagreed with Trump on his desire to shut down the agency, and a recent internal presentation determined that FEMA was not ready to assist with the upcoming 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, which officially begins on June 1st. Mississippi isn't the only ruby red state that has been left in a lurch by the Trump administration. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who actually worked for Trump, also applied for federal assistance after the tornadoes tore through her state this spring, though FEMA denied both her request and her appeal of that rejection. Senator Josh Hawley, Republican from Missouri, also used his allotted time for questioning during a recent Senate testimony by Homeland Security Kristi Noem to beg her to send aid to Missouri after the Show Me State experienced its own spate of deadly tornadoes. And with all of the storms, like a couple of weeks ago, Trump did not take to his live social page to say anything about those victims. He's used his live social page to only come down hard on his political enemies, and he doesn't give a damn about all of these people that actually voted for him. This is what they voted for, a person who does not give a damn about America, who is not America first, who is all about padding his own pockets, and that's it for when he leaves office. Many of these red states are about to crumble. They are about to crumble because they're going to have storms come in and an administration that does not give a damn about them, even though they voted for him. We already know he's going to be a vindictive man baby when it comes to blue states and the blue state governors. We know that he's going to do that. But he's not even looking out for the people that voted for him. And they earned a roar. Roar!
Billionaires could have used more money. Take that money from the poor. Why do the poor need health care, really? Take Medicaid from the poor. Drill, baby, drill just to save a nickel, but don't give that nickel to the poor. Put chemicals in your food and water, then give that stuff to the poor. The rich seem to be sex freaks, that's wild. Always mentioned in the Epstein file. They cry when they're brought up at the Diddy trial, but smile when you steal it from the poor.